Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce. NFL Week 4, another football Sunday is here. Got an interesting matchup here. Patriots are on the road in Dallas to play the Cowboys. Cowboys laying 6.5 right now. Total sitting at 43.5. Let's do it.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
So actually, this line got up to 7 for a couple days early in the week, but when it did, sharp action came in heavy on New England. Dropped back down to 6.5, and since then it's been pretty even. Some action coming in on the Cowboys. As I'm recording this, we're looking at the public split about 50-50, with sharp action definitely on New England. So the most difficult games to handicap in football are the games that happen 1 week after something insane happens, right? I mean, it'd be one thing if the Cardinals just played Dallas tough, right? And Dallas won 26-24, then we can factor that performance in. All right, maybe the Cowboys defense isn't as good as we thought it was. Maybe the Cards are a bit undervalued, but the Cardinals beating the Cowboys' ass and rushing for 222 yards on 7.4 yards per carry. What are we supposed to do with that data? Do we write it off as a fluke? Was it just a flat spot for Dallas? I mean, if you put that data in the chart next to the other two games, it just looks crazy. Dallas was allowing just 5 points a game and 192 yards per game after the first 2 weeks. Then they give up 400 yards and 28 points to the Cardinals. Here are a couple things to keep in mind, though. I know those Cowboys defensive numbers looked excellent through weeks 1 and 2, but those numbers need to be taken with a grain of salt. They played the Giants game in week 1. It was torrentially raining. The second half of that game was absolute downpour. Cowboys got up to an early 19-0 lead in that game, and the touchdowns were scored on an interception return and a blocked field goal return. Giants were forced to abandon their entire offensive game plan and switch to something more desperate to try to come back in the pouring rain. You take any defense in the NFL, give them a 19-0 lead and put the game in the pouring rain, they're going to look elite. I mean, that's just a fact. And then last week, the Cowboys had a home game against Zach Wilson and the Jets. Not only are the Jets the worst offense in the NFL, but this Jets offense might be the worst offense we've seen in several years of NFL. They held the Jets to 10 points, but so did New England. And by the way, so did Buffalo, basically. Score of that game was 13-6 with 10 minutes to go. You don't get flowers for holding this Jets offense to just 10 points. Everyone's doing it. That game against Arizona might have been our first actual look at what the Cowboys defense really is. This is not a good run defense. They're 30th in the NFL in yards per carry allowed, 5.3 yards per carry allowed. They're 20th in run defense DVOA. They're 16th in adjusted line yards. They've played the Giants, the Jets, and the Cardinals. We haven't even seen Dallas play a decent offense yet. Now, the good news for the Cowboys defense would be New England isn't really running the ball that well right now. Just 23rd in yards per carry, 19th in rushing DVOA, 22nd in adjusted line yards. I thought they were going to run the ball on Philly. They couldn't get the run game going. I thought they were going to run the ball on Miami. They couldn't get the run game going. Ezekiel Elliott is actually out-producing Ramondre Stevenson so far this season. Stevenson just 2.9 yards per carry. And Zeke looks all right. Let's give Zeke some credit. He looks all right. But the point is, the Patriots rushing offense isn't very threatening at all right now. And you know Dan Quinn is going to make some adjustments to fix what happened last week. I mean, the Cards just ran all over them. No way they follow that up by letting New England run all over them again. I'm sure Dallas defense is going to make Mac Jones beat him in this game. And the Cowboys defense might have a little bit of a mismatch in the passing game. Cowboys have run man coverage on 56.6% of their defensive snaps this season. That's 7th most in the NFL. So the Cowboys run a lot of man. Mac Jones has really struggled against man coverage so far. He's picking apart zones, 6th in passer rating and 4th in net yards per attempt against zone coverage. But against man coverage, Mac Jones is back at 27th and 24th in those categories. You know Dan Quinn's coming out in press coverage, daring Mac Jones and the Patriots receiving weapons to beat him. But again, I have to keep reiterating this point. The Cowboys have played the Giants, Jets, and Cardinals. Do you really think this Cowboys pass defense is good? What have they done to earn your trust? Seriously, I'm asking you, because keep in mind, the second half of last season, the Cowboys pass defense completely fell off. Last 7 weeks of the season, they were 24th in pass defense DVOA. This year, they've played Daniel Jones in the pouring rain, Zach Wilson, and then Joshua Dobbs. And by the way, Joshua Dobbs ate on them. So I'm asking you a straight up question. If you think the Cowboys pass defense is good, what are you basing that on? Are you basing that on their games from week 9 last year? Games from a year ago? I don't trust any aspect of this Cowboys defense right now, not against the run and not against the pass. And without Trayvon Diggs, I lose even more confidence. Now, on the other side of the ball, this is where I'll defend the Cowboys a little bit. A lot of people criticizing this offense. Dak Prescott's taking a lot of heat. And yeah, his numbers aren't impressive this year. 19th in yards per game, 14th in passer rating, just 3 passing touchdowns on the season, 1 interception. But we got to keep in mind that the Cowboys didn't need Dak to do anything for 2 weeks. Weeks 1 and 2, 2, Cowboys won 40-0 and 30-10. You can't criticize Dak Prescott for not putting up numbers in blowout wins when there's no need to. The only game Dak Prescott deserves criticism for is the Cardinals game. Because, yeah, I mean, he wasn't great in Arizona. To be honest, it didn't look like he had anyone to throw it to, though. He was looking downfield and was forced to check it down several times. Cowboys couldn't get open receivers against a Cardinals secondary. That's alarming and kind of funny because during Kellen Moore's tenure as offensive coordinator, Dak Prescott was throwing to wide open receivers every single Sunday. And now we're going to trust this offense to draw up passing schemes that fool Bill Belichick and the Patriots defense. New England's defense off to a solid start. 11th in overall DVOA, 12th against the run, 13th against the pass. And unlike the Cowboys, the Patriots have already played some tough teams. I mean, New England played Miami and Philadelphia, and the Patriots defense is the only one in the NFL that's been able to slow the Dolphins offense down. Tua Tagovailoa was just 21 of 30, 249 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 92.2 passer rating. Now, I know that's not exactly shutting him down, but by Tua and this Dolphins offense standards, I mean, that's a great defensive performance. The biggest matchup on that side of the ball is going to be the Cowboys' pass protection against the Patriots' pass rush, because you know Bill Belichick is going to be sending guys after Dak Prescott. New England's 7th in the NFL in blitz rate this season, just 17th in pressure rate and 20th in adjusted sack rate. So they haven't been getting to the quarterback quite as much as we're used to seeing. But again, to be fair to New England, they did play Philadelphia and Miami in 2 of their first 3 weeks. Those are 2 of the best offensive lines in football in terms of pass protection. So I expect these numbers to definitely get better. Now, the Cowboys' pass protection is off to a great start this year. They've allowed just 3 sacks this entire season, 13th in pressure rate. That puts them 4th at adjusted sack rate. But again, I have to keep saying this. They played the Giants, the Jets, and the Cardinals. Jets have a good defense, but the pass rush really isn't that good. Patriots pass rush should definitely give Dallas some problems. If this game turns into Belichick just sending blitzes at that offensive line and putting Dak Prescott under pressure, it could definitely get ugly for the Cowboys offense because Dak Prescott just doesn't have the best looking numbers under pressure this season. 24th in yards per attempt when pressured, 14th in passer rating when pressured, and his numbers when pressured last year weren't great either. Dallas needs to establish the run in this game. It's so important. You cannot let Belichick and that pass rush get going. And the run game's been pretty okay for Dallas so far. 16th in yards per carry isn't great, but the offensive line's creating space. 7th in adjusted line yards. They're rated 12th in rushing DVOA. But the thing is, New England's run defense has been solid right back. They're 9th in yards per carry allowed, 15th in adjusted line yards, and 12th in run defense DVOA. And they've played a way tougher schedule. In fact, strength of schedule-wise, the Patriots are sitting at 2nd compared to the Cowboys at 31st. Look, I'm on New England here. I'm taking it at 6.5. This number goes back up to 7 somehow. I will double down and hit it again. I doubt that's going to happen, though. I think the Cowboys are crazy overvalued right now. Keep in mind, this Patriots team had the ball late, down 1 score, to both Philadelphia and Miami. 2 of the better teams in the NFL. I mean, New England could have won both those games. I don't think people realize that this Patriots team is pretty good, and this is just too many points. So give me New England plus 6.5. If you want my top bets, parlays of the day, if you want to join our Discord, or you want to get on the NFL weekly giveaway, make 4 picks against the spread, winner gets, this week we're doing a signed Rich Gannon Vikings helmet. So if you want in on that, head over to KyleKirms.com. Information's right there on the homepage. NFL Week 4 football Sundays here. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you on Discord.